Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, mini Motorways. Let's go to Warsaw for today's daily challenge, which will see us have double motorways and double bridges. Water, it seems, shall not be an obstacle on this day. Away we go. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday to all of my Thurs heads out there. I don't know. Everybody love them some Thor on this day. Chris Hemsworth. Very happy to hear that everybody loves Thor on this day. Jeremy is here. Good morning, Jeremy. Oh, God. I want to tell you all a story. This is a story of a clusterfuck. This is a story of a good plan that has gone terribly, terribly wrong, I suspect. I have experienced this almost entirely as an observer. This is not my plan and this is not my clusterfuck, but I find it very funny just to imagine the level of unplanned clusterfuckery that has gone on related to what at the moment I'm sure seemed like a cute and fun little idea. So there's this podcast network. You've probably heard of them. You might have heard of them. I don't know. It's called Maximum Fun, and TLDR, they do podcasts. They have like My Brother and Me and Judge John Hodgman and a bunch of other good shows. Is a good fun podcast network. They make good fun podcast shows. Right. So they had an office in California because they're like based in California, and they're moving to a new one. And in order to, you just drum up some publicity, I don't know if it's drum up some publicity, but just to, raise a little money and have a little bit of fun, someone at Maximum Fun had the brilliant idea, and it does sound like a good idea. They said, hey, let's raise a little bit of money by just having people buy silly joke sponsorships for, like, everything in the office, right? Like, the kind of thing where, like, for $20, we'll take a label maker and slap your name on our coffee maker, right? And that'll be now and forever the Judy Johnson coffee maker, brought to you by Judy Johnson with eternal thanks to Judy Johnson, because Judy Johnson gave Maximum Fun $20 when Maximum Fun was moving offices. It sounds like a good, fun idea that might have some small consequences. Just minor unforeseen complications, let's say. And I, being the smart, genius, marketing-oriented person that I am, saw that this was happening, and I said, I spy an opportunity. So I went to Maximum Fun's website, and I don't even remember what I bought, because this was like at least 3 and perhaps as many as 6 months ago. This was several months ago they started this, okay? Several months ago, your dear friend, the _Goog, tangent, fuck. This purple guy is kind of a, all right, hold on. I think we're going to murder kill first this orange road, and then we're going to have to loop these greens around like, hold on. Ow. I was possessed by the immediate and panicking nature of the demand of a sneeze. Oh, God. Oh, hold on, it's back. Jeremy says, please tell me you did the thing where you made them put twitch.tv/the_Goog on something. Well, I went to Maximum Fun's website, and I honestly don't remember. I think it's a stair. I think like they have 2 floors of office space, and they were selling individual stairs of their staircase for sponsorship. I think I've sponsored a stair. So they have this checkout, you go and you just buy a thing, right? And at first, it's just like, it's a cart purchase. It's like, oh, thank you for $20. You've bought a stair. And that's it. There's no field to be like, what do you want to say on the stair? It's just like, there's no like, what would you like us to write on the stair? There's no, who is this for? Is this in memory of anyone? Nothing like that. It's just, hey, thanks for the stair. You've bought a stair. Not really, but you've sponsored a stair. And then a few weeks go by and I get an email from Maximum Fun. And Maximum Fun is like, hey, so a lot of people have reached out, and turns out we had initially just thought, oh, we'll put whatever name is on the billing address. Nope. People wanted to have custom things as part of their sponsorships. So here's a Google sheet. You can do a custom thing if you want. Which tells me, and this is why the story is about a clusterfuck. It tells me that the folks at Maximum Fun didn't intend for this at first, and then had a shitstorm come up. And we're like, hey, now we gotta deal with this. So it's already had one shitstorm. Oh, this beige is annoying. What are we gonna do about you, beige? I think, for the moment, we're gonna redirect these purples up here, and we're gonna run this down that away, and fullness of time, this is going to want to be a bridge crossing the river going this way, getting up to here, but I don't presently have a bridge. I do have a motorway, so we can have motorway number 1 swing up over this way. Also, worth noting, I could really do with a roundabout like right about here. I think a roundabout here or here would be very good for me because I got a whole bunch of greens that aren't really doing anything and a slightly underrepresented thing here. But if we come up this way, can murder, chop, and kill that motorway, replace it with a bridge just like that, and then this light green here shall be serviced by the new motorway number 1 going off in a thatly direction. These 2 purples get added to this road, to this newly rounded purple, and away we go. Okay, so I get an email from Maximum Fun with like, hey, here's a Google sheet. Tell us what you want to put on your stair, or whatever. I think I sponsored a stair. And I, being the smart, marketing-oriented person that I am, entered twitch.tv/the_Goog. And I put it in the Google sheet and I sent it off and I was like, haha, I have done a marketing. And then several weeks went by until this morning. And this morning, I woke up and I checked my email and I have an email from, let's take 2 more bridges. That seems like a good idea. So I checked my email this morning, and I have an email from the Director of Business Operations for Maximum Fun. A big-time mucky muck in this not teeny tiny podcast company. A rather important business lady, basically. This quite very important business lady has personally written me an email that says, hey, so about your sponsorship, we had a chat and we can't do URLs. Word she used was can't. I suspect that the true word is won't, but word she used is can't. So we're gonna say can't. So I get an email from Maximum Fun saying, hey, thanks for the money and the sponsorship and the stair and all that, but we can't do URLs. Which tells me that in addition to already, like, all of the idea crafting that went into the initial idea, they've now had to had a, wait, people wanted custom things on their thing? Shit! And then a separate meeting to the effect of, wait, people put URLs on their thing? Shit! What do we do? Which means that this good, fun, silly sponsorship revenue-driving idea has now caused 3 separate clusterfucks at Maximum Fun. Jeremy asks, what did they do to compensate me for the time and money spent? I didn't get, well, the email basically said, so hey, we can't do URLs, but we could do the Goog or the underscore Goog or even Twitch's the underscore Goog, but we just can't do twitch.tv/the underscore Goog. This is totally fair. I am in no way like fighting against Maximum Fun here or in any way saying that they have fucked up. This is probably wise for them not to have a URL because just here's the first hypothetical that comes to my mind. Let's say someone puts in a bit.ly link. Bit.ly is a URL shortener that exists, or like a tiny URL link. Let's say someone puts in a tiny URL link that in the moment goes to their personal, GeoCities Supernatural fan blog or whatever. And Maximum Fun puts, tiny URL dot, SP Funhouse or whatever on a stair or on a coffee maker or on a poster on the wall that Tom Hanks might walk by because, Tom Hanks could be on a Maximum Fun show. It's possible. So this is a thing that could happen. They put this tiny URL link up there, and then 6 months or 20 years or who knows how long later, somebody redirects the tiny URL. So now, instead of being a 14-year-old girl's Supernatural fan blog, it is actually Jimmy Death Kill's House of People I Want to Murder. Here are pictures of their faces and also their addresses. I don't think it would be good for the folks at Maximum Fun to have a link in their building or even on a sticker on their poster of Tom Hanks or whatnot that goes to Jimmy Fudkill's House of People I Want to Murder. Here are their pictures and addresses. That's bad for them. That's a bad look. So it's entirely reasonable for Maximum Fun to say, actually, probably no URLs. No URLs. So they didn't they did offer me a refund on the sponsorship, which is totally fine. Like, they've already done way more than they had to quote unquote make up for the quote unquote fucking catastrophe that this has turned into. I sent them back what I hoped was a fun, silly, no worries email that said, hey, just do the underscore Goog, because the underscore is very important to my brand. Listen, Sports Fun, Supernatural fan sites can go in lots of different directions, okay? They could be, I'm sure they're good, wholesome entertainment for children of all ages sometimes. And also, other things can happen at other times. And we don't need to worry about those or that. Hey, I think we can get away with killing most of this beige road here. We've got these 3 houses. We've got these 4 houses here. This is all fine and good. Frees up all of these various beiges right here to, add to the beigeness going that way. These 5 serve that circle. These 4 go up here. Yes, indeed, Sports Fun, it can be wholesome. Sad. I don't know who suggested it. I don't know who came up with it. When I first saw it, it struck me as good, clean fun. And, well, I don't know. It was probably underthought because it has had several fairly predictable, I suppose, if you think about its consequences. But also, hopefully they raised some money. Hopefully they raised some money. Sports Fun, I guarantee you. Well, I don't want to say this because it'll turn out not to be true. Maximum Fun is, from every experience I've had with them, run by good, fun, decent folk. They're one of those fancy-dancy worker-owned cooperative deals, by which I mean they used to be just a private company owned by a guy, and then I think at some point the workers were like, hey, we want to unionize, and the guy who owned the thing was like, actually, better idea. Let's just all own it. So, as a true fact, Jesse Thorne, good dude. Used to be guy who owns and runs Maximum Fun. Now is a guy who works at and part owns and runs Maximum Fun. Sadly, this one I don't think is a case of lazy executives and AI. There are plenty of those in the world, don't get me wrong. There are absolutely plenty of cases of blame the lazy executive and the AI. I don't think this is one of them. I do think, incidentally, that I can simplify my life here just a little bit as regards this green nonsense, because what I can do is I can move the beiges out this way, and then take these greens and run them here, and then sever this connection, meaning that all of these greens up here now only need concern themselves with this, which is better, hopefully. Blaming CEOs and AI is definitely, like, it's a good hunk of what's wrong with America if you blame CEOs and AI. But in this particular instance of this funny clusterfuck, which I have not experienced any of the shit hitting the fan and the, oh no, what do we do of this? I've just seen it from the outside and been like, hey, I bet a meeting went into this email. Sportsman would rather all enterprises had workers seize the means of production. Yeah, that's basically what happened. That's basically what happened. I don't know how much seizing happened, but there was production and there were means of them, and the workers now own that at Maximum Fun. So listen, this is absolutely not a shade on this company situation, but is a funny, silly thing that happened. The production fun. Yes. They yoinked all the FUD. I don't know. All right, so we've got this and that, and still one more orange over here. Oh, hi. We've got an orange spawn up here. Are you going to have a friend generate? Because if you have a friend generate, this will probably be fine. If not, we'll have to get tricky with something. All right, let's get tricky with something. Draw motorway number 2 over to that way. Get these 2 orange houses to serve that business, at least for now. All right, you go over here, you go up here. I think, for the moment, we are A-OK. Good morning, Clancy the Crow. Let's have, this green up here is annoying. However, what we can do is, let's do some clever restructuring real quick. We're going to take these 2 greens away from this pile of greens, which is serving this circle. And these 1, 2, 3 greenhouses, 1, 2, 3 greenhouses are now going to serve this business. Meanwhile, these 1, 2, 3, 4 greenhouses are going to take a big long trip over the top of the map right there. They're going to get down and serve this business. There we go. Let's yoink us, have us a couple of motorways. Away we go. Oh, you've gone circular. That's probably okay. Only having 4 houses and being this far away from here is probably not ideal for this beigeness, but I think it'll be broadly fine. Let's point this green up this way. We've got 4 greens serving this, 3 greens serving that, 6 right here, centered around the on-ramp to motorway number 1, getting into this business. And, oh, wait, hold on. It's a commie takeover and give me, well, I mean, this is not a communist society. Listen, I love y'all. If I was given infinite absolute power, I would not build a communist society. I would build a benevolent socialist dictatorship. God damn it. Those can theoretically exist. Heavy, immense emphasis on the word theoretically. But they can theoretically exist. Now, let's hear a message from our benevolent corporate overlords, by which I mean our sponsors at the Coca-Cola Corporation. Coke Zero. Good afternoon, sun flares space. Sports Bun is very tickled by presumably the sponsorship message. Listen, it's a good, fun advertisement. More people should hear the word of, I don't know, drink Coke Zero. It's tasty and good for you. Well, it's tasty. I don't necessarily know about good for you. See, the thing with Diet Cola and diet beverages in general is, on the one hand, you've got wellness influencers who are inherently full of shit saying this is literal, actual death poison and going to kill you. Cherry Coke. I go back and forth between Cherry Coke Zero and regular Coke Zero. At the moment, I think I prefer straight up Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. But yeah, good for you in the sense that, like, none of these are any better for you than water. The question is, how much worse, and is that how much literally zero worse? The real answer is probably ever so slightly marginally worse than water, but, you know, you've got people with financial interests saying, it's the most horrible drink in the world, you'd be better off drinking actual Coca-Cola, which I don't think is true. I don't think the artificial sweeteners they put in Diet Cola is actually as bad as sugar for a person. That seems silly and dumb. I hesitate just a little to say that, you know, the artificial sweeteners are having absolutely no effect whatsoever, and that it is exactly the same as, you know, a little bit of water sprinkled with some caffeine, which we do know to be a very mild diuretic. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I certainly know from being the person that I am, that consuming the amount of Diet Cola I do, which is, listen, a non-zero amount of Diet Cola. It is a measurable budgetary expense, the amount of Diet Cola I consume. However, that consumption is not the most unhealthy thing I do. It is, I would go so far as to state, not in the top 500 unhealthy things that I do, which probably just speaks to how poorly I treat myself and my body, but can be framed as me saying Diet Cola is probably fine. Yeah, like there are licensed medical professional type people who will say, literally don't ever have cola. There are also licensed medical professional type people who will say, it's fine. Listen, you're all going to die eventually, so, yeah. And as far as we're all concerned, we are all likelier than not gonna die eventually. So, a little bit. I don't know. Dr. Pepper does have doctor in the name, and you'd think that would matter, but you can just put things in names of things. All right. What are we gonna do about... Well, we actually have a few different problems here. The first real massive problem is this business right here. This business right here is like, This circle is going to be in trouble. And I don't really know how to save that. Also, we have this thing which exists, which I also don't know how to save that. I guess for right now, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to extend this road and get these purples up here serving that. I don't necessarily believe that that's the greatest thing in the history of the world, but it'll probably be fine. Maybe. For some level of fine. I remember saying that I wanted a roundabout down here. Oh, right. I remember why I wanted a roundabout down here. It was to get all of these greens working together in a certain manner of planishness. Okay. Let's do a quick and complete overhaul of all of these green nonsense folks right down here. Let's just take all of this, get all of that going down that way. And then we're going to have these four purples. Yeah, these four purples had previously been serving this business, and now they shall do so via Straight Shot Road. So, you're welcome. That having been the case, I think I'm going to stick around about right here about. And having a roundabout right there about means that I can take these 4 greens, toss them into the northern spur, and these 2 into the northwestern spur, and then these 3 into the northeastern spur. So we get 3 roads of green coming together, and then, get this. This is going to be the stupidest fucking thing I've ever fucking done. I'm so excited. We're going to have a southern spur come down this way, loop up like so, into this square, and a southwestern spur, which goes up this way to serve the circle. So all of this means that we've added 3 or 4 greens to this green business, and we've simplified the road going into this purple, and all we had to do to get that benefit was build the most ridiculous green road you've ever seen. So that's nice. Okay, all right. Next massive problem is this thing right here. This thing right here continues to be a massive problem. Let's actually, I'm going to add a 3rd purple house to that for now. We're just going to peel one of these off of here. I just made life a lot simpler for this circle, so if we can make it ever so slightly less simple for this circle, that's probably going to be fine. All right. Sunflare Space does not like carbonated beverages. It's probably fine. We're carbon-based life forms, damn it. That doesn't mean anything, but it sounds good if you think about it for all of 4 seconds, which is, longer than your typical Republican talking point, so. Let's have 2 more motorways. I'm not likely to use either a 4th motorway or a 3rd traffic light for the rest of the run, but we shall see. Oh, God. Oh, big stretch. Every so often I tell myself I'm going to become a tea drinker, and then I don't. And, well, that's mostly just a failing of my part, to be honest with you. Hot beverages are weird because, I don't care for hot beverages. Anything more than, like your typical cup of hot cocoa or something, even that is that's too hot. Need to wait. Prefer my lukewarm cocoa, damn it. And if you've ever had, room temperature coffee, it's a bad time. It's a bad time. Jeremy is fond of terrible flavored energy drinks, which, I can't say I've ever had an energy drink that I've enjoyed consuming. And that could just be me. I am a person who very much enjoys the taste of Diet Mountain Dew, so you'd think I'd be familiar with battery acid. And yet, Sportspun has been swapping tea in for coffees, but Diet Coke's a good solid fallback. I don't love Diet Coke. I do greatly enjoy Coke Zero, which is different. One time the wrestling show had coffee because the arena usually has hockey, and that was nice. Listen, if you can get a good cup of coffee and you're a coffee drinker, I'm sure it's a lovely and pleasant experience. That having been said, Coke Zero. Too sweet for your old man. I don't know. They probably make just fizzy coffee things. And, soda streams exist if you don't care about Genocide, which, hey, some people don't care about Genocide. And I'm sure there are knockoff soda streams. But Sportspun doesn't want the fizzy, so there's only so much you can you can get away with, I suppose. All right, this orange house right here has recently spawned. Genocide is also bad. Genocide and Fizzy are both bad, so I understand. Hey, you know what? I just noticed we've got these 2 oranges here presently supporting this business via motorway number 2. Let's take a couple more motorways. I've also got these 2 up here, which are doing nothing. And I can point this one down here to at least theoretically support this business. So, on paper, if nothing else, I just made life better. So, that's good. Next. Next, I think we're going to have to do some swappy-doos. Hold on. Let's re-examine the relationship with this road these greens, this road, and this green circle. See, because we've got 4 greenhouses right down here. And what if we took those greenhouses and we pointed them in a different direction? We take those 4 greens, we toss them in that way. We take these 2 greens, we run them here. Even better, we run them here. Now these purples, we run up this way and actually continue that road going all the way up there. So I think what we've done, essentially, is slightly complicate this purple road. We've got 4 greens going to a circle instead of 2, and we've made this business's life a lot easier. So that was probably worth doing. Fizzy feels bad in the mouth. Genocide feels bad in the brain. They're the same level of bad. Yeah, they just feel bad in different places. You know, fizzy in the mouth, genocide in the brain, punts in the nards. Damn it, I almost said that with a straight face. Imagine a world in which I nail my punchlines. I'd have 15% more everything. Except Goog. Hopefully I'd have 15%. I would very much like to have 15% less Goog, honestly. We've got 4 motorways and 7. We've got 9 spare motorways now. Genocide is bad. I'm just gonna blanket statement that one. You know, there are very few things in this world that can truly be blanket statemented. Nuance is important. It's critical even to understanding the world in which you live and the people who inhabit it. In this one instance, I feel as though we can just blanket statement. Genocide? Bad. 9/11 was bad. Even more strongly, I would say. Genocide. Bad. You'd think would be a fairly incontrovertible statement, and yet. Oh, God. All right, let's see here. We got motorway number 2, which is taking these 2 orange houses. I just did that a couple minutes ago. That seems to be working out fine. Not necessarily in love with it. We do have a problem developing down here, and that's this orange business. Actually, both of these orange businesses here are kind of sort of doom screwed a little bit, but this one right here at least has 5 houses of support going to it, which is nice. And you know what? I can get a couple more. So what we can do is we can trade this purple house and this purple house, meaning that this road goes away. We add these 2 oranges, which had previously been doing nothing. So now it's a lateral move for this business. And listen, this business needs more than a lateral move. In the long run, it's going to need some actual help. We'll get there. For now, though, it's a lateral move for here. Actually, hold on. I think I see a way to get there. Can I stick a roundabout anywhere in? No, I can't. That complicates matters. Well, we can do a PCTL. We can do a possibly cromulent traffic light. Listen, I'm not even going to call this one perfect with cromulent, but it's possibly cromulent. Get this. We go up here. We draw a bridge. We come down this way. We do this. We traffic light right here. So these 2 purple houses can now support this business. Great. And we added a couple more oranges for the love, care, and support of this thing, which is good. And now that means we only need to find ways to support this fella, which, dicey. Kind of, sort of using all the stuff that I've got here, but all right, this orange circle here is very well supported and has multiple houses with cars and driveways. What if we just steal one? What if we just steal one of those things there? Draw motorway number 4. Just do that. Now we double the support for this circle. Keep it from immediately diacating. I think if we can keep that from immediately diacating, that would be good. So, just a thought. Speaking of things that are just thoughts, let's have these beiges run oop, draw the line straight, Goog. Goog, draw the line, good. There you go. So you come over here and you bridge down that away. If you were to bridge down that away, you would hop over here onto motorway number 3 and
let the record show that this viewer was here first.
Samurai Sam was here first. We've had a long and involved discussion of genocide and podcast networks, which incidentally is the title of the episode, and yet Samurai Sam was here first. Good morning, Sam. Oh, God. All right. So what I've done is we've extended this road here to get these 2 beige houses to also join the support on motorway number 3 going up into this beige circle. None of you were here first except for Samurai Sam. That is what the record shall reflect. Oh, God. Okay. So let's take a couple more motorways, because motorways are just fancy, better bridges. It's a true fact. This traffic light here is certainly suboptimal, but it does let these 2 purple houses get involved, and you can see that they need it. Like, I still don't have any spare cars in driveways on this purple road, which tells me that this needed happening. I've actually got cars in driveways coming down here. I really don't want to. We'll toss that onto that. That should be fine. I don't want to take any more houses away from this circle, because come on, it has 3. It's a circle. It has 3 houses. That's a bit of a problem. Although honestly, like, I feel like it's been a minute since we had the time to do a proper east to west roundup, but yeah, let's take a moment here and do a proper east to west roundup, because right now, part of the reason I'm saying that is there's not much I can do, but also I don't know how much needs doing. All right. So as we go east to west, our easternmost business is this purple circle, which we were just talking about. Give me, I only have 1 spare traffic light, so give me 2 more of those. So this purple business here, yeah, see, this has already started falling apart a little bit. We've got these 3 purple houses servicing it, and that's just about it. And now traffic has picked up a little bit, and oh, hey, we got a crisis up here. Let's grab this, run that. That's another lime greenhouse for you. I don't see any harm in connecting these, so we're going to do that. Get this lime greenhouse going in, and actually, by doing that, we can also get, we can get 1, 2, 3 more lime greenhouses just by virtue of them being connected to the thing. So, yeah. They'll have to go into the roundabout to get up here, but it will eventually get more greens going up that way, which is good. Because as you can see, this business suddenly decided it was doom screwed. That's bad. This purple fella has calmed down just a little bit. This lime green just kind of decided it was angry for no good reason and has now ceased being so, which is good. You appear to have cooled off. Good. Give me a 4th roundabout. All right. Next is this green right here. This dark green is being serviced by all of these greenhouses up here. There are quite a lot of them, actually. 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13 greenhouses are splitting their attention between this green square and this green circle. And as you can see, that's just fine. That's going real well, actually. We got cars and driveways over here. We got all sorts of cars and driveways. I could, if I needed to, peel all 5 of these greens off and barely anyone would notice. Let's not do that, but if we need to, we can. All right. Oh, hey. I just found a clump of purples. I was previously complaining about not having enough purples. Also, wait a moment. If I was to... Well, you should point that away. But if I put this purple house here, and I connect that there, yeah! That connects purples to this roundabout network, which has its tendrils all over the place. And by all over the place, I mean just up to here, actually. However, this business right here just got mad. And that's not good. So, what do we want to do about that? I think what we want to do about that is this. We're going to take motorway number 5. We're going to draw it up to here. And we're going to toss another traffic light right there. That then will connect these two houses to this road coming in here to support this business. So we get 2 more purple houses coming down here. Keep this guy going a little bit longer. That should be fine. These purples are, thanks to this little connection, connected to this circle. So this circle has more backup, and that should be good. Okay. This green has gotten angry again, which is weird. I do see a big, long influx of greens. I think this is probably just like the ebb and flow of green cars going back and forth. I could, theoretically, add just a little bit more to this green, actually. Let's do that. So we come down here. We have these 2 greens come up this way. What if we do... give me traffic lights. Now I'm trying to think of unforeseen consequences here. I don't see any. So I do this. If I do that, I've connected this road right here, which had previously just been a straight shot beige road. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. So by doing that, I have these greens right here able to service this business, which is good. It probably means that these will come out of their driveways sooner than, say, this one. And I'm fine with that. I think that's okay. All right. So those greens go up there. That should be fine and serviced for a little bit longer. Cool. It is 7:40 and we haven't... I don't see any unforeseen circumstances. I mean, listen... You probably don't actually have to give Donald Rumsfeld any credit, but, you know, I understand the concept of known unknowns and unknown knowns and all those knowing knowns and such. Oh, God. All right. I peeled one of the beiges off of here to get a little bit more support going for this business because, well, it needed it. This business up here is basically fine. And we have yet more beige to add to it. So actually, here, we'll steal another beige. We'll take another couple of bridges, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm not using 5 roundabouts for the rest of this level. Oh, let's see here. Okay. So this beige is... Oh, boy. Oh, all of the purples just fell apart. Oh, every purple just got mad. That's a phrase from the alternate universe where instead of... weird anime children falling in love with a horse cartoon, they fall in love with the book the color purple, and then we have a phrase, every purple. So every purple is mad at us, which, okay. Vaguely philosophical war criminals are more entertaining than obnoxious war criminals. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's some unironic Donald Rumsfeld nostalgia going on out there somewhere, I'm sure, but okay, one of our purples died. That's a shame. 6,100 commuters feels like a good score, though. I feel like we got quite a bit out of that. 165 days in Warsaw. It's top 5% in the world, and yet... Ugh! Curses and failure. Drop those samurai slams in the chat. And yet... Okay. Let's see here. Let us bring in our very good friend, the Wordle. Where did you go, the Wordle? There you are. All right. The Wordle today could be C's. It's what happened to the maximumness of the fun, after all. It's not C's. It's a terrible first guess, but it could have been C's. You don't know that it's not, other than the fact that we now know that it's not, and it's also not plank, and I've gone, guys, okay. Now, if none of these letters are in, I call fucking shenanigans. Okay. All right. We're all right. Good Lord. Okay. It can't be ruggy. I don't know. Maybe it's ruggy. Could it be burgy? Could it be a reminiscent of a hamburger sandwich? It could be. No, burgy's not a word. Shame on you. I just came up with a perfect. Fine. All right. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, it can't be anything that starts with a G because we know that G was yellow there. So, it also can't be rough because there's no U. There's no O, rather. Can't be rugged because that is a 6-letter word that also contains an E. So that's 2 good reasons. Burgy sounds like what a terrible... Yeah, it does, doesn't it, sports pun? Oh, God, it does sound like you'd get a burgie and feed some to your doggo. Oh, no. Oh, I don't want a burgie for my doggo. Oh, no. Oh. I'm mad at myself for creating that person in my head, but also burgie for my doggo is one of the titles of the episode. Okay. The hell is this word? Get me out of here. What have I done to myself? Let's see here. It could be... No, it can't be rung with a W because there's no N. Other than that, that would have been a good... Well, no, it can't be R, second letter, so it's not actually very good content, is it? Okay. It could be any manner of things. It could be... Did we actually eliminate rugby as an option? It's rugby. It's the sport. It's rugby. Okay. All right. It's a good word. Good job, Wordle. Well done. Good God. So yesterday, for the first time in a very long time, we did something because Clancy asked us to. And we're going to do it again because, listen, I don't know. I'm a sucker for punishment. I guess I don't have a good reason why we're doing connections other than we're doing connections. So, now sadly, I'd have to log in or something to get dark mode, but good God, this is eye burning. All right. So, we've got butterfly and glitter and oh dear God. Okay. So we've got glitter and pipe cleaner. These are craft supplies. I don't see and felt. Glitter, pipe cleaners, felt, and maybe pom-poms? Maybe, but that feels like a little bit of a stretch. Okay. You've got... Ow, 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 ow. My nose. Dear Lord. I don't even know where to start here. So we have... Oh, yeah. No, Sam's got a good one, I think. Illusion, daydream, fantasy, and fancy. Yeah, these are all connected. They're all bits of wishful thinking. There you go. Thank you, the New York Times. Yeah. Bits of wishful thinking. Then look at what Sam said. Did you also... Oh, you also put in another one. Yeah. Okay, you're correct. Hero, star, lead, and principal. These are all the main guys in the thing. There you go. They're the mains, the protagonists. There you go. Okay. And now We've got security worker, media. Huh. Well, butterfly, glitter, pom-pom, and pipe cleaner are kind... Butterfly is not a craft supply, but... These all feel... no, hold on. Maybe I was right about glitter, felt, pipe cleaner, and pom-pom. They're all just childish craft supplies. Yeah? Okay, and these are all social. Social security, social media. A social butterfly is like a gadfly, a person who's good at parties, you know, those weirdos. And a social worker. There you go. Social blank. That is Connections. It sure is a game. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good. I don't know, man. Sam, it wasn't cheerleader crafting what went into something on Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Anyway, it's time for Time Guesser. Hi there, dude with a Christmas tree and a pile of rubble. You're hopefully making an art installation, but possibly just doing a very pointed commentary on the state of the world. Hello. All right, so my guy here is literally erecting a Christmas tree in a pile of rubble. That's sad. You also have a box of Johnson's baby oil, which is probably just being repurposed here. But okay. So, oof. What does your shirt say? Your shirt says... Does your shirt say Destino? Are you wearing a fucking Tetsuya Naito shirt? Glorious. Interesting. Okay, so see, I'm confused. 'Cause I can think of places where there have been recent tragedies. Those places. I hold on. What do we... I'm very confused. I mean, I know there are Christians in Palestine, for instance. And it could just be that. It could just be that. It's probably just that. I mean... This is a hell of a photograph. I don't know where the hell it was taken. Listen, I'm not confident even on a hemispheric level here. You could tell me this is anywhere in the world, and I'd pretty much agree with you. I'd be like, yep, that tracks, I understand. I have no fucking clue. I'm gonna guess Gaza. So this is Gaza yesterday. I have no idea. Absolutely no faith in this guess whatsoever. It was Palestine last year, or Israel last year, Lebanon last year. Broadly speaking, directionally, I pulled the intent. Good job. God, this photo should win a fucking Pulitzer. It's an amazing photograph. Terrible Time Guesser photo. Terrible for Time Guesser. Says the guy who did quite well edited Time Guesser. Terrible Time Guesser photo. Amazing photograph. Oh, God. Oh, so we got some folks playing, hey, look, it's rugby. Also, wait. It's Ireland and France in the FFV present to you. So the Federation of French Bastards presented to you. I'm sorry. Federation of French Bastards is one of the titles of the episode, actually. All right, so we've got France and Ireland playing rugby in France because it's, you know, is Frenchy on the signage and whatnot. Frenchy on the signage is also a decent title. Okay, so when was this photo taken? Wonderful question. We don't have any obvious giveaways on writing on the frame or nothing. Given the general uniform and leather helmeted of its all. This is 1911, 1918, 1926. I think 26 is a little bit, I think that's a little bit too recent, actually. I'm guessing this is more than a century old here. Let's say 1918 at some soccer stadium in France. All right. Let's find us a soccer stadium in France, and if we're in France, we might as well go near Paris, and they play soccer in France. So let's find one. Probably not the Luxembourg Garden. I'm surprised that's not in, Luxembourg, but, French. They don't like to admit it, but they're also imperialist bastards sometimes. I know Roland Garros is a tennis court. Do they have a soccer pitch there? Oh, they got the Stade Jean Bouin. We could just say Le Stade Jean Bouin. So, yeah, sure, fine. We're here at the southeast corner of Le Stade Jean Bouin in 18? That seems reasonable, theoretically possible. It is, in fact, 1925, and it was a little bit further north than that. Still broadly directionally fine. Good job, Goog. Next. Ooh, there's money to loan. I want some of that. Granted, never mind. Okay, so we're loaning money. Cool. We got an awful lot of folks interested in the loanings of monies or other things. Okay, so actual signs. Dallas and Beaumont are that away. I know those to be cities in Texas. Livingston's that way. Angleton's that way. Wharton and... Okay, I don't know any of these other than Dallas and Beaumont to be cities in Texas, but hey, we've got English signage and cities that could theoretically be in Texas. Is there a Dallas, Australia? There's probably a Dallas, Australia. This might actually be Australia. And yet. Sam's heard of Livingston because of his job. Sam, is Livingston in Texas? You don't actually have to tell me that if you don't want to, but I'm going to guess that we're in Texas. So now it's more about, shotguns, pistols, that sort of thing. Oh, this is a pawn shop, so you're not selling that, but you're saying, hey, do you want to pawn your shotgun? I'll give you money. Which, listen, if you're running a pawn shop, you probably ought to pawn a shotgun, because if you don't, a guy might use a shotgun on you. That'd go poorly. All right, as to the win of this 1877 cash for guns, it just popped into my head, and now it's popped into yours. You're welcome. KASH, cash for guns. Don't do that again, Mr. Wheeler. You got in so much trouble the first time. All right. When the hell are we? I don't know. This doesn't feel like Great Depression. It feels a little bit more recent than that. I'm going to say 1952. We are in a suburb of Dallas, Texas, in 1952. Let's find Dallas. And now, can I possibly find like Beaumont or something to be nearer to that and figure out which way we are? Do we just want to guess at one? I think I just kind of want to guess at one. We are in Grand Prairie, Texas. We're in Grand Prairie, Texas in 1952. Obviously, naturally, why would we be anywhere else? Okay, we were in Houston in 1943. Yeah, sure, fine, okay. That also tracks. Next! La Révolution. So the revolution is marching, and we recognize the fruit of our labors realized for the benefit of the Americas. Cool! They're working for us. The licensed Benito Juarez will levitate with goodness to the maximum boss. And Don Adolfo Ruiz continues to work for the liberation of Mexico. Okay, so we're in Mexico. I know Portuguese. The worst person alive. Has anyone ever considered that? All right, so we're in Mexico. We've got a lot of associations here. I'm guessing these are all various unions and such. They're working for reform and revolution in 1955. Hey, thanks. Wait, hold on. I got a little bit excited there, and then, well, I mean, actually, yeah, okay. So this is like we started the reform and the revolution continues into, yeah, all right, fine. The chauffeurs of Mexico, hey, the limo drivers have come out in force. Okay, sure. Mexico City, Mexico, 1955. I think we have everything we need to know. Sam, did I or did I not get everything I needed to know from that sign? I think I nailed it. I think I nailed it perfectly for these purposes. Mexico City, Mexico, 1955. Good job, Goog. Round 5. Stockman. Oh, Lord. Okay, so this is the Iliopolestasio and the Students Durst. Okay, so this is a school bus. Got it? We got a school bus station near a Kus, or perhaps a Kusman. All right. The Valley Oasu and the Hop Have and the Vanilla Unicorn and we're in Talberg. We're in Talberg City. I'm sorry, is this where all of the very Heidi people live? Apparently, there's a literal... Okay, we're in Talberg. Got it. Got it. Good. I'm so glad. So this is Land of the Giants. Understood. It means we're in San Francisco, right? Or East Rutherford. Could be either of those. Oh, God, where the fuck are we? Northern Europe. I think we're in, like, something vaguely almost Scandinavian. Feeling vaguely almost Scandinavian. And if you're feeling vaguely almost Scandinavian, you're probably in Amsterdam. Or perhaps actual Scandinavia. I'm leaning toward actual Scandinavia. This is Copenhagen, Denmark, 1982? How do we feel about Copenhagen, Denmark, 1982? I feel less good about the 1982, and I don't feel great about the Copenhagen, but yeah, all right. Copenhagen, Denmark, 1984. No, Sonny's going to let me twist in the wind for this one, which fair. Yeah, Copenhagen, Denmark, 1984. How we doing? We doing bad. Helsinki, Finland, 1984. I mean, I could have done a lot worse. I did say vaguely Scandinavian, and Finland is pretty vaguely Scandinavian, right? 42,697 in Time Guesser. That's a good fine score. We take those. All right. For today's Immaculate Grid. Good God, this episode's been going longer than an hour already. Why do I do things? This, we need Astros and Royals and Cubs and Nationals and dudes what had 100 RBIs eyes in a season and a dude who had an ERA under 3. Oh, I want to hit the Zach Greinke button, but I'm not sure his ERA was under 3 when he was with the Astros. He was very good, just in general, but you can be very good and have an ERA over 3, especially in the mid-2010s, which I think is when Zach Greinke was with the Astros. Early 2010. Fuck it. Actually, let's just say that he had one with the Royals. He did have one with the Royals. Zach Greinke had an ERA under 3 one season when he was with the Royals. He probably also had one when he was with the Astros, but, you know. Roger Clemens had an ERA under 3 one time when he was with the Astros. He was quite good at baseball. Kerry Wood had an ERA under 3 one time when he was with the Cubs. See, here I thought he just had like an excellent relief season somewhere in there. But, nope. We just fucked up. Mark Pryor is a dude who had an ERA under 3 with the Cubs one time. It's a true fact. Mark Grace is a dude who had 100 RBIs with the fucking... Derek Bell is a guy who had 100 RBI season with the... You saw me type Sosa, right? Y'all saw me type Sosa and then decide, fuck it, I'll go for the deep cut. Sammy Sosa is a dude who had 100 RBI in a season with the Cubs one time. That's true. Mike Sweeney is a dude who had 100 RBI season with the Royals. That's, you mean Derek Bell was not a Cub? Am I thinking of someone else? Derek Lee. Derek Lee is the first baseman who had 100 RBI. Yeah, okay. It's Derek Lee. Lance Berkman is a dude who had 100 RBI season for the Astros, and that is 2/3 of an immaculate grid. Yep. Folks, that'll do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. Listen, I fully intend to be back later this evening playing Hades 2. I do presently have 2 different jobs scheduled for today, the latter of which is scheduled to go until 6 o'clock. So if those go the full length, or God forbid even longer, we might say, fuck it, I'll see you tomorrow. But as of right now, the plan is we'll be back later this evening for Hades 2 and Good Morning Mini Motorways tomorrow morning. Hopefully we stick to that. Hop in the Discord server if you're not already, just in case that turns out not to be the case. Yeah, sports pun, the full length or longer. The full scheduled length, well, the word scheduled was implied in that. Read my implications, damn it! Have a good day.